Welcome back to Sports Wrap Live, everybody, where when you see that heat on the table, you know what time it is. Kadoma is in the building for our last Sneak of the Week for 2011.
Wow, another year in the books.
And that is Sneak of the Week number 125, of course. And not only are we going to get into our Sneak of the Week this week, we're going to give you a little sneak peek of the week to get you started for 2012, and we're going to do our Sneak of the Year brought to you by Scandalous.com.
Yeah, we've been doing that for the past 2 years. We've been on the money.
That's right, man. You know who's not been on the money?
Who's that?
Those Lakers.
Yeah, that's right.
They're off to a
we'll get into that.
They're off to a 1-2 start. Hey, it might be a slow start for the Lakers, but one of the fastest basketball shoes to ever hit the courts in the NBA is on the table tonight. And you know what, man? DJ Tito was kind enough to drop these off.
Shout out Spurs Talk Luis in the building. We'll get to him, but we got to get into this. We also got some news coming up for you, and we got the new show clock here because we're going to be on Sports Talk 790 AM here in Houston come January 12th, and you can also, all the Sneaker Tube viewers out there can also listen to us every Thursday and Sunday night on the iHeartRadio app.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and download that to your phone. Get ready because we're coming to you. Sneak of the Week will be broadcasting live on the Clear Channel airwaves starting January 12th.
I think we're the first of our kind. What would you say?
Hey, man, that's what we do, though. That's what we do. H-Town Sneaker Summit, Sports Wrap Live, Sneaker Tube TV, Obsessive Sneaker Disorder. We're always the first of our kind, setting trends. So shout out to YO in the building, holding everybody down. We've done it in 2011. We're gonna keep doing it for 2012, and 2013, 2014. We already got plans for the next 3 years. So
on and on and on, man. All right, well, let's jump right into our sneak peek of the week before we talk about these Kobe's we got on the table.
Okay, this is from my man Bun B in the building tonight, celebrating Pimp C's birthday.
Happy birthday, Pimp C.
He brought by the sneak peek of the week. This is something that has yet to hit the streets. It's called the Bourdeaux Spizike.
Is it Boudreaux or Bordeaux?
I believe it's Bordeaux. It's after the wine.
Bordeaux.
Fine wine. But it features kind of similar colors that you would see on the Bourdeaux 7 outsole. Very famous shoe that just dropped this year. People went nuts for. I'm going to let PB do the review since he's pretty well versed in that.
Why don't you introduce PB to everybody?
Of course, everybody knows who PB is out there in Sneaker Tube land, but he's going to give you the review and give you the rundown on what this shoe has.
All right, so right here we have the Bourdeaux Spizikes. These are releasing later on 2012, early 2012, speculated to be February 2012, so we'll have a for sure release date later on. So right here we have the extra yellow laces, put the red laces on. On the toe box we have this nice tumbled leather, and around the sides we have this darker gray. It's almost a Durabuck with a sparkle on it. We have around the toe, we have that cement print, or the elephant print, super dope, white cement 3 inspired. Got the teal accents over here, black on the back. Show you the back of the shoe, got the red, teal, dark gray, and the elephant print. In the insole, you got the...
of course, PB, on the back of that, the standard Mars Blackman stamp on there.
Oh, you got to have that. I mean, Spike's winning. He's the only fan to have his own shoe. So, I think he's earned it sitting through years and years of those Knicks games. So.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
hey, this year's looking pretty good for the Knicks, though. So.
Hey, yeah, it is, but they got to learn how to play defense with all those. With that big front court. The other shoe has the 40 acres and a mule logo. Spike's famous production company. Shout out to our man, RBU Molly, who films the H-Town Sneaker Summit videos. He actually studied at NYU under Spike Lee. A lot of people don't know that, but that's why RB's so good at what he does. You can check out those videos on htownsneakersummit.com, the Vimeo tab, by the way. But this one has a set of blue laces. So this is something more colorful to start out the year. The Spizike is definitely one of those fusions we like. Not too much of a Frankenstein shoe, but it makes sense since it represents Spike and, a classic Jordan era there where he filmed all the commercials that Spike filmed for Air Jordan are basically molded into this one upper. So that's the story behind the Spizike for those of you that are new to this shoe.
Absolutely.
And we're just, since we got a lot to talk about tonight, we're going to go ahead and jump into the sneak of the week.
Let's do it. Let's do it, Gons. Why don't you
the drum roll, please?
Cue it up, please. For the 125th time, the H-Town Sneaker Summit Sports Wrap Live Sneak of the Week. If you're feeling like a cheetah,
it's the Nike Zoom Kobe 7 Supreme Cheetah.
Cheater?
Cheetah.
Oh, I thought Kobe just got a divorce.
Yeah, these kind of dropped out of bad timing for that. Some people are calling these the leopards. You know, I don't know why, but it's named after, you know, the spots you see here on the upper, and then it's got the cheetah on the back. So they're dropping a whole series of shoes, from what PB tells me, on animals that Kobe's inspired by on the court. You know, Jordan did the same thing, the black cats. I'm trying to think of other shoes off the top of the head.
Well, of course, Kobe's done the Mamba in the past.
That's right, that's right. And they have a really sick POP thing in front of some of the stores where these shoes kind of look like a snake when they're put, you know, side by side.
Side by side, yep.
Which is really cool.
Also, the Kobe 7, fun fact, is available at the Nike store on Nike ID.
That's right. That's right. Just recently dropped on ID. But this is another shoe. Wyo and I were talking about it during the break that features the removable midsole, which actually was debuted in the Air Jordan 2011, has since been featured in the Eric Costin SB, and somewhat in the new P-Rod as well. But this is a new feature in the Kobe line of shoes. You can see there it's got the Zoom Air in the heel, and it's got two sets. One is Play Fast, as you can see on the side there, I think, right on that side. And then this one is Play Strong. So this one just has the regular kind of tongue to hold you down. This one's got a little more ankle support. This is something we've seen similar to, I want to say, the Air Jordan 17 Low also came with like a interior sock. Maybe some other shoes, some Hirachis had interior sock-like presence. But this is something new to the Kobe line, so I'm going to hand this over to PB and let him do the review on this one.
All right,
as well.
So as you probably know, these released Christmas Day along with the LeBron 9 Christmases and the KDs.
Which we had last week, so you can go back and check out that video on SneakerTube TV. We had both of those shoes, but these weren't in yet at Nice Kicks. I don't believe they received their shipment of these.
They did not get the adult sizes. They did get the kid sizes.
We kind of have a Christmas hangover here.
Yeah, we do. Leftovers.
So, these are a super dope shoe. First time I saw these, I was just like, whoa, these are crazy colors. I don't know if they would really work together, but honestly, after putting these on my feet, they're super dope. They're super fresh. They will break necks. So, of course, my favorite thing about this is definitely, you know, the cheetah pattern on the toe box. That red laces, the red and green, you know. We had the Grinches last year for that red and green for Christmas, but we have the mainly purple shoe. Features a hyperfuse on the front with the flywire. Super dope shoe. Kind of like has a transformer look to it, like the Nike Transformer pack that dropped a while back. And a really dope accent is definitely the cheetah on the back. I could go into a lot more detail on the shoe, but we unfortunately don't have time.
Have you done a video yourself on your side?
I unfortunately do not own a pair, but I definitely will if I have the opportunity.
All right.
One thing I like about these shoes is on the back, it's got the holes where you can see the actual insert and how it slides into the shoe. And the removable midsole makes it a lot more flexible and reduces the weight too. So I'm really looking forward to grabbing a pair of Kobe 7s. I do not know which version I'll be grabbing, but I'll let you guys know.
Why don't we do our own pair on Nike ID for the summit?
I don't know. We could possibly do something like that.
All right. Well, hey, it's been a long year, man.
It sure has.
It's been a long year, but it's been a short year. But one sneaker that made headlines this year and, of course, brought back so many memories for some of the older
We're going to take a trip down memory lane real quick since we're running out of time here on the show clock.
Yeah.
But we've been killing it with the Sneak of the Week and the Sneak of the Year we've done for the past 2 years. I think we've been on the money. When we look back at the calendar, we see 2009. We chose the Air Yeezy for that sneaker of the year.
That's right.
There was no other sneaker that caused that much pandemonium in the streets. Of course, the Space Jams also dropped that year. They were a close runner-up, but I was of the mindset that the Space Jams were a retro, so they had already had their year.
That's right.
That's right. 2009 was the year of the Air Yeezy, and we may see 2012 become the year of the Air Yeezy 2 because it's coming up, as PB has been mentioning in our previous set.
And apparently Kanye's already sketching the Yeezy 3.
That's what I hear.
Cheese tortellini and
chicken. For 2010, we chose the Sneak of the Year. Was the
2011? You mean?
No, 2010. Last year we chose I believe it was the LeBron 8 Preheat.
We did.
Or what they call the South Beach.
Yeah,
that's because when we look back on that year, we remembered the decision.
It was all LeBron.
So it was all LeBron.
Yep.
And this year, 2011, the Nike Air Mag takes it. So Nike's taken it here 3 years in a row. I will give an honorable mention to the Run DMC Adidas Shell Toe that we had on here a couple of years back. That's another shoe that commemorated, a monumental event.
Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay.
What Run DMC did for Adidas and how that shoe is still popular today in the streets after decades. But no other sneaker this year captured more attention than the Nike Air Mag.
One more time, Gons, give us that drum roll, because for 2011, and we are so blessed to have them back on the table once again, twice in 1 year, thanks to our good friends at Scandalous.com, of course. That is SKNDLS.com. And on Twitter, it's the Air Mag, the Marty McFlys, Back to the Future, baby.
I mean, people waited decades for this shoe. They never thought they'd see the light of day, but they finally came out, and the reason we're naming this the Shoe of the Year is because it grabbed so much attention from people that aren't even remotely interested in sneakers and did a lot of good for the community, raising money for Parkinson's disease and through the auctions that they held on eBay. So this was a monumental shoe for 2011, and we're going to give it Sneaker of the Year. We'll see what happens next year. A lot of these brands are making moves.
Well, hey, you mentioned it. You know, this sneaker caused a lot of buzz this year. People that didn't really know about sneaker culture or sneakerheads or shooligans or anything like that.
That's right.
Didn't really understand like what all the hype was about until they actually dropped. Well, a couple weeks ago, we had a sneaker that is now called, well, last week actually, it seems like it was a couple weeks ago. Last week we had a sneaker that caused a lot of buzz. PB, if you don't mind, would you give up that chair for Bun B?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you, PB.
Any day.
Well, so apparently the Air Jordan Concords, which we knew was a retro release, came out originally in 1995, were released recently, and all hell broke loose. Okay, we saw a little bit of it.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
I think it was a pretty calm release. I remember a lot crazier releases back in my day.
Yeah.
But you know,
we know about the pigeon riots and all of that. I understand.
It's a very delicate and difficult situation, and Houston is famous now for the ammonia video back from my old stopping grounds out in Greenspoint, where I used to buy all my J's from Greg.
Shout out to Wild.
Back in the day.
Shout out to the Get Money boys.
Yeah.
But
shout out.
You know, and now it's drawn the attention of the national media, and they're saying that the shoes should be cheaper and more readily available. I know for a fact that the Concord 11 was the most mass-produced Jordan ever. So yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with the production numbers. It has to do with the demand. And I think the wide audience that the shoes now appeal to after 2 decades. I mean, shout out to PB. He's up here with Doug Boyer, his dad. You know, so that's something that's kind of overlooked in the news and the media, and how sneakers brings all these people together from, you know, different avenues of life. And it's just the enormous demand for that sneaker, and the Concord 11 is arguably the most popular Air Jordan of all time. So I don't know if we'll see that happen again. But as the sneaker culture or trend or fashion or whatever you want to call it keeps growing
to the mainstream,
you know, to the mainstream, I mean, we're going to be on Clear Channel airwaves soon, you know, helping that grow.
Right.
Well, you never know what could happen.
So, what did you think about Quanell X coming out on TV and making the comments that he did, pleading with Jordan Brand to bring the prices down on the sneakers, make them even more readily available than what he thinks that they are, Bun?
Well, I mean, I understand the argument. You know, nobody wants to see people get hurt behind buying tennis shoes. I mean, I noticed that the news didn't make anybody aware of the fact that there were probably 20 different retailers selling this shoe and that there was really no problems at the other 19 places.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But they want to bring attention to the one place where there was a little bit of a hassle. I mean, these shoes sold in hundreds of retail outlets across the country, and I didn't see any more violence associated with the Air Jordan Concord release than I saw on Black Friday with soccer moms pepper spraying people for waffle makers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have to understand. You have to understand the mob mentality, and that people in large groups would tend to do things that they wouldn't normally do on their own. You know, the mob mentality is a different kind of beast and a different creature altogether. But, you know, speaking directly to Jordan Brand and the price point and the number of shoes that are made available, I understand the argument for that. But at the end of the day, none of that's going to stop lazy people and thieves from wanting to rob people. I mean, let's be honest. There was a lot of other violence, you know, that happened on that day that had nothing to do with tennis shoes. You know what I'm saying? So,
or like Cabbage Patch Kids back in the day. I mean, it could be anything.
It happens at any time you have a line, and you know, this used to happen with concert tickets back in the day before we had StubHub and all of that. People used to have to line up for that. I saw people, you know, getting fights at Astroworld lines back in the day, you know, when there was different concerts. I mean, again, it's the mob mentality, and you have people, you know, who are naturally aggressive that are going to, you know, address situations differently than, you know, the majority of the rest of us. But, you know, you can't get mad at Jordan Brand for making something that people want. I mean, that's what, you know, that's what it's all about, is supply and demand. And, I mean, realistically, I mean, in Kadoma, you can agree with me on this. If there's a shoe that comes out and there's 24 pair available, then you got 50 people there. If there's 50 pair available, you got 100 people there.
Right.
If you got 100 pairs available, there's 150 people there. So regardless, you know, it's almost to a certain extent impossible to keep up with the demand, because no matter how many number they put out, that many people are already waiting for that shoe, plus the other people that just want to be a part of the hype or whatever. I mean, a lot of people in line for the Jordan Concourse, to be quite honest, were just in line because they heard there was a line. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be involved with the process. Everybody wants to be a part of something. And in this YouTube camera phone age, you know, I mean, I've seen lines for things that really don't make any sense. I mean,
yeah.
But I think for years there's always been like that hot holiday item, whether it's a Furby or a PlayStation 3 or
$200 TV.
You know.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So, you know, and I think that Jordan Brand has worked very hard for the past 3 years, kind of brewing up this perfect storm of their most popular shoe releasing, you know, the weekend before the holidays. And everybody, literally everyone and their grandmother is out there looking for a pair or multiple pairs of these sneakers to gift people with. So
very true, very true. Well, thank you for your insight, Bun. Thank you for bringing by the Spizikes. I appreciate it. Thanks to Scandalous.com. Of course, one more time, bringing back the Air Mags. Before 2015, you won't see them again.
Hey, that's something we're going to keep doing here on the Sneak of the Week. We're going to keep spreading the message, you know, the positivity in the sneaker culture, all the way up to the H-Town Sneaker Summit, Winter 12, coming down January 29th at the Reliance Center. You can find all that information on htownsneakersummit.com. If you like these videos, check out the great sports videos these guys do on sportsraplive.com, and of course the other archives on sneakertube.tv. And remember, January 12th will be on the AM airwaves, Sports Talk 790, and on your app, iHeartRadio.
Absolutely. Hey, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers before Saturday night, before the new year. Man, we're so close. So if you guys would tweet it out to all your good followers and tell them to follow Sports Rap Live if they're not already, we're about 150 away. Maybe less than that, 130 something away. So I'll tell you what, you follow us, man, good things happen. Y'all check us out and stay tuned to SneakerTube TV and Sports Rap Live for all the latest heat from the street for your feet. We'll be right back here on Sports Rap Live.